Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. We are from the fourth group, and we are going to discuss about analysis moral criticism of short movie. The title is Removed by Nathanael Matanik. Our group consists of Putri Ayu Nabila, Tania Azhari Mulyani, Sonia Mega Arista, and Bagas Pragiwaka.
Literary focus. The study of English literature focuses mainly on analysis, debate, and critical theorizing about a large number of published works, by way its novels, poems, plays, or other literary works.
In literature focus, we learn about literary criticism. Literary criticism is the analysis of a literary text through various lenses that highlight authorial stance, purpose, and perspective. There are many perspectives including reader response theory, feminism, moral criticism, biographical criticism, and new criticism. In the short movie analysis, we are going to use moral criticism. Moral criticism is basically concerned with the rights and wrongs of values, ethics or norms people uphold, what is good and bad about what people do, or the rights and wrongs of the conditions people face. Morality is concerned with what is good and bad for people and how we know that. The movie Removed is an incredible short movie by Nathanael Matanik that has been viewed by over 24 million people on YouTube. The short movie tells the heartbreaking story of a girl named Zoe Locke who was removed from her abusive home and put into foster care. Originally created for and submitted to the 168th Film Festival, Removed won Best Film and Audience Choice there, while also being honored as the best film at the Enfoque Film Festival and officially selected at the Santa Barbara Independent Film Festival.
Sometimes someone hurts you so bad, it stops hurting at all, until something makes you feel again. And then it all comes back, every word, every hurt, every moment. How could you ever understand where I come from? Even if you ask, even if you listen, you do not really hear, see, or feel. You don't remember my story. You haven't walked my path. You haven't seen what I've seen. In this part, Zoe was explaining that the abuse that she felt, it gave her numbness. And when she feels again, everything goes back and she remembers every word, every hurt, and every moment of the abuse. And even if you ask, even if you listen, in this part she explained that even if someone hurt her, no one can really hear her, no one can see, no one can feel, nor does anyone remember her story. Because no one have ever walked her path, and no one has ever seen what she's seen. In the next part, my past defines me. This is who I am. I am unseen, unheard, unwanted. That is what I am, if even I am anything. In this part, she explains that the abuse that went through in her home, that was what defines her as a person. She is unseen, unheard, and unwanted. It meant the neglection she had gone through when she was with her biological parents, and she was unheard as a child who they don't want. That is what she is. Zoe describes herself as unseen, unheard, and unwanted because of her parents' constant neglection of her, compared to just wanting the most important things back again, like wishing you could see your mom smile again and hear her sing that one favorite song that always calmed you down when things were all messed up. Or if you couldn't have her back, at least get to take care of your baby brother, because you know he needs you, and he's going to be so scared all alone. And who's going to hold his hand and whisper it will be alright again? And who will whisper that to me? In this part, Zoe was comparing of her situation right now with before. Even if through the abuse that she went through because of her father, she still had her mother, because she still loved her. And then the separation with her brother was shocking as well to her. On this part, because you know he needs you, and he's going to be scared all alone, who's going to hold his hand and whisper it will be alright again? In this part, Zoe met her too, because she still needs her mother. She still needs someone because she's scared to be all alone, going through this hardship by herself. And who's going to hold her hand and whisper that everything will be okay? Zoe was feeling remorse. She was feeling confused and scared when she was going through this. I know I'm helpless, dependent, desperate. But what happens when those you need the most threaten your very existence? I've heard plenty of promises, and they all sound the same, but push hard enough, and they all prove to be empty. In this part, I know I'm helpless, dependent, and desperate. It was explaining Zoe. She was helpless and she needs someone. But what happens when those you need the most threaten your very existence? In this part, she was explaining how the abuse tore her apart, even if it was one of the very most important thing that she needed at that time. I've heard plenty of promises, and they all sound the same, but push hard enough and they all prove to be empty. In this part, she explains about how foster parents were always promising her of protection, of love and care. But when she pushed them, when she was showing how much of her rejection, they soon give up on her and prove that all of those promises were to be empty. They were nothing. That was all lies. And slowly, seasons changed around me. And it seems that maybe this time the world would not be pulled from under me again. Feet safe, roots starting to grow, little buds of hope forming, slowly attempting to trust this new life. In this part, Zoe started to trust her new life with her new foster mother. In this part, she was starting to change. She started to trust and started to feel at home. This part of that maybe this time the world would not be pulled from under me again is that she was feeling as if that finally she has a home where no one will take it away from her ever again. Feet safe, roots starting to grow. She was finding her place to finally grow, and little buds of hope forming. She finally found light. I wish someone would tell me it's going to be okay, that one day maybe I would feel normal, that I won't always be alone, that I'll have a mommy who will hug me and be strong for me, because maybe I can't do it all by myself. In this part, Zoe was telling about her mother, her biological mother. She wanted her mom to be strong, and she wanted her to defend herself against her abusive biological father, to be strong for her, to be strong for her brother as well. That's why she still hopes for mommy like that. And the next part, this is my past, my history. My story is not my fault. It's not because of me. It doesn't have to be what defines my future. I am lovable, I am worthy of care, and that glimmer of light makes all the difference. The glimmers of light give me hope that someday my summer will come. In this part, Zoe was finally standing up for herself. She felt confidence that she is lovable and she is worthy of care. And in the part where it doesn't have to be what defines my future, it relates back to when Zoe saw her mother. That her mother's life doesn't need to be her life. It doesn't need to be her future. That she can determine her own future. And that she is lovable and worthy of care. And that glimmer of light makes all the difference. In glimmer of light, it meant the hope that was given to her through her foster mother. And someday my summer will come. In this part, she was telling that one day that her life will be sunny and happy. That is all from that we will be talking about on this poem.
The next is moral value. The short movie shows the importance of child protection from abuse and neglection. All children have the right to protection. They have the right to survive, to be safe, to belong, to be heard, to receive adequate care, and to grow up in a protective environment. Any child can be vulnerable to violence in many places, including the home. Therefore, every child deserves safety and care. A family is the first line of protection for children. Parents or foster parents are responsible for building a protective and loving home environment for children. The second, moral values. In that short movie, it will be used to serve in bringing awareness, encourage, and be useful in foster parent training and raising up foster parents. Foster parents' most important role for the duration of the child's stay is to be that of a teacher or mentor. Foster parents can help children learn responsibility, teamwork, commitment, and respect by virtue of being good role models. Foster parents teach children what it means to be a kid. They learn to laugh and to act their age. It often takes time and patience for children to relax enough to be themselves or even to figure out who they are. Therefore, foster parents have the big task of helping children learn about themselves and the world around them in a positive way after experiencing so much negativity in their life.
So, why we're studying English literature? There are some advantages, which is studying English literature can open up a world of inspiration and creativity, while also developing skills that are essential for today's global environment. It is a chance to discover how literature makes sense of the world through stories, poems, novels, and plays. It is also a chance to sharpen your own ability to write, read, analyze, and persuade. When we're studying literature, we can also learn others' culture without having to travel, so we can also be able to learn and understand the situation in certain eras from long ago.